horrible track record. It was like a 2 hour long episode, though. I'm your host, Gabriel Coleman. Joining me this week is Grant Loftus.
Hello, hello.
David Ho.
We're halfway there.
And Andy Loftus.
Hello, guys.
So, David, because we lost it, but you took notes. What all did we talk about next week that people will never be able to hear?
Okay, so last week was episode 49. It was called the Wi-Fi Machine in reference to what I described the Wi-Fi machine as. In our news, we had Gene Wilder, rest in peace. We talked about the PlayStation 4 Pro officially announced, and it's more of a half step instead of like a full step. We talked about a digital homicide sucks, and we can confirm that. Power Rangers character posters were released, and we talked about them. I like them, but I will admit Gabe's point about them looking like CGI, but I argued that they were perhaps like, just early renders or whatever for the marketing, that they weren't going to be reminiscent of, or that they were not going to be representative of what the final product might look like. But anyway, then we talked about seeing the Revolution at First Avenue, which was an amazing show, and that's a lot to gloss over in a recap, but it was great. It was amazing, really cool, a bunch of stuff. And then TV, we talked about The Good Place, which is a show on NBC that I watched the first 2 episodes of. Now that it's been another week, I've seen the 3rd episode. Really gets, the 3rd episode ends on a really great note. It's really, really fun show with a cool, high-concept premise of the afterlife that is created by Parks and Rec's Michael Schur. And then we talked about Hannibal as a detour and about how that was prestige television, the most prestige that network TV has ever had. We talked about Atlanta. Speaking of prestige television, we talked about Atlanta a little bit, which is Donald Glover's new show. And then we had a tangent about FX and how great they are at they don't know how to make TV, but they know how to get people who know how to make TV. We talked about American Horror Story Season 6. I forget what the conversation was exactly about that, but it seemed like it was, it's tough to judge on just one episode, so it was something that we're going to wait until the end of this season to talk about more. Then in movies, we talked about Blair Witch, and we spoiled it and whatever, and we talked about that, and I think the consensus was that we liked it, but it was, and I hadn't seen the original, so anything.
Well, we'll talk more about that this week, actually, because Grant saw it now. So.
All right, so Blair Witch, and then we talked about Neon Demon because one of us, Andy, I think, had seen it finally.
Yeah.
So we talked about Neon Demon and spoilers, and Gabe really went in on this theory he has, and that just solidified our figuring out that this movie is a masterfully crafted piece of ambiguity. Then in games, we talked about Dead Rising on PC and World of Warcraft Legion, which Grant just wrote a piece about, and he's talked about how that is brought the game back, and he's been playing it for more than a week, so it's the gameplay updates and stuff that he really likes. And then in coming soon, we talked about Magnificent Seven and something called Goat.
Okay. So that was last week. You'll never hear any of that. Let's move on to this week. The Advertising Standards Authority, which is a UK organization, is currently investigating No Man's Sky's advertising campaign for fraud.
As they should.
Yep.
I just saw something today that said the player base is, on PC at least, has dropped below 1,000.
Yep, that's below 1,000 concurrent players.
Yep, so that game is dead. I mean, that part of me kind of says that actually sounds a little high even for PC, because I bet you the player base on PS4 is a lot higher.
I'm looking on Steam Spy right now for No Man's Sky concurrent players. Owners, audience... Hourly concurrent players. Earlier today, it was at 1,414. Its peak today was 1,620. And that's down from back on the 18th of September, just 10 days ago. It had a high of 4,083.
That was the high point?
That was the high 10 days ago.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 4,000. I mean, clearly the PC version is not where the player base is, and it isn't, I'm sure.
Going audience 2 weeks ago, players in 2 weeks. It had 336,793 players on the 6th. That's like for all day unique players. And then yesterday that was down to 98,346 unique players. So it's
crazy.
gotten cut like in by 2/3.
The craziest part about all this is that Hello Games is basically still radio silent on everything.
Yep, they haven't said shit.
Yeah, they don't seem to be concerned with kind of saying like, hey, we're actually still working on a lot of improvements to the game. I guess they came out with a patch just like the other day, but I didn't hear anything too major. I didn't hear stuff that says like, oh yeah, they just patched in the actual game. So I mean, it's still a piece of crap apparently.
Yeah, like the thing like they need to worry about is if this isn't their last game, like if they aren't just taking the money they made from this and getting out, like and plan on making another game at some point, they're fucked because nobody's gonna buy that after this.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I think their only hope is to really get crazy and overhaul the game to try to make it to be something resembling what people were thinking it was going to be.
Yeah, like something resembling what they were showing at the very least.
Let the mod community just get in there.
Well,
Yeah.
the reason why you don't see the graphics in the 2014 E3, was that what it was?
Yeah.
The reason you don't see those graphics is because all that was not procedurally generated. It was created for those trailers.
Yeah.
So that says to me procedural generation isn't capable of being that cool.
Well, they had to. I mean, that makes sense that they had to do that because they wanted the perfect, demo. I get it, but the problem is that you should be able to kind of find something close to that experience on a regular basis. Like, you're seeing just snippets of this here and there.
At the very least, that trailer should not be the first thing you see when you look at the game on Steam. Like, it's still there.
Yeah. Terrible game. I think the only thing there is to say about it is just how bad it is. Like, it really was just a huge failure. I've probably said this before, but I was always more interested in how the reception would be than I was in the actual game. And I was just fascinated to see people, like, some people were just kind of white knighting it and kind of saying, no, it is actually good, defending it. And then I think even those people are basically done now. They're
Yeah, they've all realized, like, oh, there's nothing here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is a hollow, empty experience.
I still hope that someday it's good and all.
Yeah.
If that day comes,
whether it
I'll
be
buy
them
it, but...
patching it or like them letting fucking modders in there, like, it's sad. It's more sad than anything. Like, squandered potential, the game.
No man's cry.
One man's lie. This isn't on the list, but that debate happened. That was a thing on TV.
Oh,
Good God.
That was pretty great, right?
That was pretty entertaining. Oh, man.
Well, we can
hardly believe it.
We can tie our the debate a little bit in the game or into like gaming type culture, I guess, with all the stuff that happened with the Oculus dude. I don't know if you guys want to get into those weeds.
That's not on the list either. We'll also talk about that. Yeah.
If we want to go.
But on the debate, I was thinking you were just like, oh, we could tie it into us because like Donald Trump talked about the cyber a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like to cyber.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, can I just say this real quick? That was the part that got me when they bring up cybersecurity, and he's like, yeah, my kid is so good with computers, and it's
his
crazy.
10-year-old son is so good with computers, and computers are a very confusing part of the cyber.
Like, what the fuck? You're bringing up your kid. My kid's so good with computers, yeah.
He's good at the hacks. He's told me he's going to hack and get all the emails that we lost from Hillary.
I like that he said he basically admitted that he doesn't pay taxes and he's smart for not paying taxes.
Yeah, and then immediately after in the spin room was like, no, I of course I pay federal taxes. Like, just lying straight up. Like, also,
course,
like,
I just
saying that,
did
like, I
that.
never said global warming was a Chinese hoax. There's like 5 tweets from him that all say that.
The only hoax regarding that, or the actual hoax about that, was that people were tweeting that like the Trump campaign was deleting that tweet. It actually wasn't deleted.
Yeah.
So it's actually still there, and people can retweet it and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, yesterday morning I noticed that Trump won was a hashtag that was trending in the United States, and people tweeted some analytic pictures about where that hashtag began, and it happened to begin in St. Petersburg.
Yep, in Russia.
So, it's not like that's concerning at all.
Also,
Among
all
many
the
other
scientific
concerning
polls
things.
just came out today, like the scientific polls about that debate. And in every single scientific poll, not online one where Trump voters are voting multiple times, Hillary
Yeah.
destroyed him.
The VP, the vice president of some or other at Fox News, relayed and sent a memo to everyone saying, producers and stuff, saying like, hey, don't use information from these non-scientific polls, because what a non-scientific poll is things that a website might have for their readers to go. There was only one scientific poll conducted the night of the debate anyway, but like websites like Drudge Report or whatever that'll have their own poll, or like a Twitter poll or something, it's a non-scientific
doesn't mean
poll
anything.
because it doesn't sample a proportion of the population, it doesn't get a small skin scraping of the demo of people who actually watch the
They're
debate.
self-selecting polls, like how
Yeah.
like we followed that guy on Twitter who's like, hey, go to Alex Jones poll about who won the debate, and made Hillary Clinton win the Alex Jones poll.
I love that InfoWars did a thing about, or made a post about how Trump won the debate and stuff, obviously citing non-scientific polls, and I tweeted at them quoting Alex Jones's own tweet about his poll that Hillary won, and I said, did you count this one? So so non-scientific poll is viewer specific. So if you go to Drudge Report and you read that, you'll participate in the poll, but that only gets the Drudge Report reading demo of America, and so scientific poll gets
if you
an accurate
went to
proportion.
the Donald Trump Reddit, there were fucking campaigns going on there, like, hey, everybody go vote multiple times on all these polls to show Trump won.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like nefarious people will rally up people to go vote for stuff in a mass quantities, not unlike that one American Idol season that it was down to, I don't remember either of their names, but the main guy, the guy who won, nobody knows who he is, and the guy who lost was that gay dude, Adam some or other, and in the guy who actually wins, the guy who won's hometown, people created this got a bunch of cell phones and created texting parties and held parties for them to vote for that guy, to boost his numbers, and people were like, is this kind of sketchy and homophobic at all? And people know who I remember that guy's first name, so it doesn't matter that he didn't actually win. He actually had a career.
Adam
after
Lambert.
that. Adam Lambert, yeah.
That sounds familiar.
He was the new.
He did Mad World on that one.
He did the song that was in 2012. He was either the new frontman for either Queen or Journey for a day or something. I don't remember, but the point is that we can remember his name.
Yeah. He was with Queen for a little bit.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, he was with them for doing live stuff with Queen for 2 years, from 2014 to earlier this year. Good for him. But yeah, the Oculus stuff, Palmer Luckey. Let's talk about that.
First of all, what a great name.
Yeah.
I think this man is a fictional cartoon character.
It's almost like his luck has run out, though, when this was discovered.
Well, he already got his money. I mean, what did Facebook buy it for $2 billion, and he probably got
$2 billion.
Situation. Let's go over this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
It came out that Palmer Luckey was funding not Donald Trump, not the Republican Party, because if he was doing that, whatever, fine. What he was funding was a group called Nimble America, who are a fucking online troll group whose entire thing, I don't have the quote in front of me, but like their stated mission statement is to prove that shit posting is powerful and meme magic is real. And those guys doing the stuff like those fucking Pepe the Frog, like racist fucking memes.
Which was
Right.
just declared a form of hate speech or something.
Yep,
Wasn't it just
hate.
It's
Yep.
is a hate symbol now. Thanks, you guys ruined that feels good man peeing with your pants down frog. Thanks, fucking racist assholes. But we can't let them have that. We have to take it back.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Frog's creator is like the Esquire has an exclusive story about how the Frog's creator is voting for Hillary.
Yeah.
Which is all sorts of satirical weirdness in this Verhoeven future we're living in.
Look, man, that frog likes peeing with his pants all the way down, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind doing it next to a transsexual in a Target bathroom. All right. But yeah, okay, so that's who he was funding. He gave them a bunch of money and made a bunch of posts on their thing as like Nimble Rich Man was his Reddit screen name. It also like this was all public knowledge beforehand. It just sort of like got noticed though. Like his girlfriend is a fucking basically a Nazi and a Gamergator. Her Twitter was full of stuff like literally comparing black people to monkeys, saying that they all needed to be wiped out and put down, and calling the cops who were shooting them heroes. Just a bunch of real good stuff like that.
Yeah.
That Twitter's gone now, because as soon as this broke. He then came out, denied all of this, said he was voting for Gary Johnson, said he didn't make those posts. And then the guy who broke the story is like, but I have these emails here where you admit you made those posts.
Yeah, and he's got images of him at Trump rallies wearing Trump shirts, like
Yeah, wearing the
Trump
Can't
train
Stop
and
Trump
stuff. Yeah,
shirt.
can't stop
Yeah.
Trump train. So I mean, whatever he says, nobody fucking believes him because
Also, let me point out some irony in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
He was complaining in those posts about like, oh, people like coming and trying to take our hard-earned money and stuff. He wasn't rich until two things happened. One was the Facebook buyout. Like Oculus as its own startup company wasn't like super fucking successful or anything. What success they did get was via crowdfunding. He literally took money from other people to make himself rich.
Mhm.
And he doesn't see the irony in that he is basically the fucking he is a crowdfunding welfare queen, basically. He only got rich because other people gave him free money, gave him literal handouts.
right.
Fuck Palmer Luckey, and fuck his Nazi girlfriend, and fuck him because he's also probably a Nazi because he liked a bunch of those tweets.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that the
It's just-
scramble to
bitch.
the scramble to try and deny it all, and it's just not working.
And I guess
Oh,
Facebook
that
has
group,
been pretty.
the Red group, by the way, you had to say you supported white nationalism to get into that Facebook group, Reddit. I mean, so there you go.
It's gross, man.
Self-described white nationalist, Palmer Luckey.
And the thing is, it's too bad for anybody who's like working at Oculus that didn't know that any of this was going on. You know, I mean, I kind of doubt this is actually going to crash Oculus. They're definitely going to just say like, yeah, look, I mean, he created it and stuff, and he made a bunch of money, but he is not running the company anymore.
It doesn't matter. Like all those indie devs have fucking pulled away from it. So
He just shows up at the office like, you know, in a kimono or something, and he's like, hey, what's going on over here, guys? Like, keep him busy. All right, see you later. And he goes home and he like jerks off. I don't know.
yeah, jerks off to like fucking like black on blonde porn because that's what
Right.
all those people are into.
Yeah.
All those fucking like racists are just closet see black bulls fucking take their fucking Aryan white women.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I mean, it up. If you look at like fucking porn, like all the porn sites, like RedTube and stuff, they release their like Pornhub. They release their what you call it, like what
Statistics,
states?
demographics.
Yeah, their demographics, and it's red states who are super into fucking like black guy, white girl, like cuckold porn,
yeah.
which is really funny. Like that explains why they always use cuck as an insult towards liberals because they can't get fucking big black bulls coming in their fucking Aryan girls' fucking vaginas out of their mind. constantly in there.
I like the theory put forward that cuck is the new like slur against people. Like it's the new, not necessarily against liberals, but like cuck is the new word that they use because it's out of fashion or out of style to say faggot. You can't say faggot anymore. Like you can't use that as an insult to people. Like that can be shut down very easily, like, and completely disregarded. Like, oh, you call that person a faggot, like you can't, like you're completely disregarded as a person. So they use the word cuck, which like you can't like fault someone for calling you a cuck. Like there's a lot
Like,
more to unpack.
It's my fetish. Who knows? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot more to unpack under that. If you call someone a faggot, like, you know, or fag or whatever, like it's much easier to just shut the figurative door, you know. So I think because that has been phased out of like what is like okay to say or whatever. Not that it was okay to say, like that's why it's not okay to say anymore, but it's like out of fashions, and cuck has sort of risen in its place, but has also been co-opted by the alt-right.
yeah. I want to say cuck started as a fucking slur on the Something Awful boards, people doing it ironically. And then somehow the alt-right latched onto it.
You heard it here, guys. This is how cuck was
Yeah.
made. This is
Because it was
what we
like
learned today.
months before I started seeing it pop up on Facebook, like in GBS on Something Awful. There was like, it became it's like so prevalent, people just coming in and saying that like word filters got added and you would get banned for just coming in and calling somebody a cuck. Because it like got so unfunny so like quickly, and now like alt-right people are doing it. It's like, yeah, all right, great.
I just thought that was something from Something Awful. I don't know why they all started saying it, but I just thought it was funny.
Everything is invented on that website. Like everything on the internet that's like a new fetish or whatever.
People would
with
just
it.
reply with the word cuck when it doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
I just thought it was
Which is why people start getting banned for it. But yeah. Yeah, also, just a side note while we're talking about fucking dumbass shit the right does, am I the only one who finds it really funny that, like, they bitch and moan constantly about, like, oh, you fucking leftist pussies get, like, so upset and so easily offended over everything, but then, like, when somebody doesn't, like, stand up for a song, they freak the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't see the irony in that either. Like, I just
none.
enjoy that.
Yeah, because it's totally about, I mean, it says more about them than it does about you kind of thing. It's totally about what your values are. It's like, I like saying this, or, I like saying fag or whatever. I like saying this, and I like doing these things, and like everybody's deciding that these things are not good to do, so I'm going to make fun of them for not liking that I do these things or say these things. And that's totally a different value system than what they take as valuable.
Yeah. It's pretty funny though that they do that. This is another little piece of news. The debate talk reminded me of this. I'm the only one who's going to care about this. The WWE has like one real competitor, and put competitor in quote marks here in the U.S. TNA, they're called. They're apparently so broke right now that like they can't get the money together to actually put on their second pay-per-view of the year and their next round of TV tapings. So they're looking for buyers, and right now the top two buyers for it they're in talks with the WWE to just buy them out, and Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins.
What?
That guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's already been working with them. Like, yeah, he's a total piece of garbage. Like, he's already been working with them. It's like he's going to spend all of his Smashing Pumpkins money to buy a failing wrestling promotion. That would be really funny. But yeah, it looks like, my guess is if this happens, if it gets sold, WWE is going to buy it just for their tape library and then shut it down immediately. Like,
Mitt Romney style.
Yeah, which good, because fucking TNA has been a garbage fire for a long time. All right, back to stuff we have on the list. Stan Lee has already filmed cameos for the next 4 Marvel movies.
Well, it seems smart.
Because he's getting old and going to die, and that's going to be a bummer. Hopefully he waits till next year at the very least, because I don't think I could deal with that this year.
To
Oh,
die,
fuck,
yeah.
fuck 2016. It's been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what fucking tattoo I would get for that, because he created so many characters.
Just get a big ol' like Hulk chest.
Oh, I would get that. Here comes the Hulk. There goes the shirt. Goes the Hulk shirt. Let me find it. It's just on my chest and on my back. Ah, God, where is it? Where's the real one? There it is. As they advertise this, I'll send this to you guys. We can put this up on the page in the Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Like, they advertise this at the comics as like, you won't believe what's on the back of this, and then this is what's on the back of it. I'll just get that on my chest and back.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's so good.
I'd probably just get like a Spider-Man face somewhere or something though. Like
On your face.
on my
Spider-Man.
face. I'd get like a shoulder wraparound tattoo or something. But yeah, he's next 4 Marvel movies, Stan Lee cameos filmed. Disney, they're doing a live-action Lion King movie that Jon Favreau is helming, coming off of the success of Jungle Book. It's going to use the songs from the animated one.
Oh, live action what now?
Lion King.
Lion King. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so by live action, I assume they mean completely
Just
CGI like the Jungle
Well,
Book was.
Yeah.
Probably, because there's no human characters in that, so there's no way
No.
to... Okay.
So they could do it like they do the stage play where it's people in like...
Well, I mean, that CG was so good that it was sometimes hard to even... I mean, I knew it was fake, but it was the same
I
time.
was taking
so
it for
like-
granted
Yeah.
when I was watching. I was like,
Well,
yeah, this is all really impressive and stuff. Oh, wait, everything is fake.
like the
except
environments being CGI is, I think, the most amazing thing.
Yeah, and the animal animation was like really quality. It really met that line between like having realistic animals and having animals that can talk and do stuff animals don't do sometimes. So yeah, I mean, if it was just that, and like, I mean, there are people coming out of the woodwork going like, that's animated, then it's not live action, but it's like,
Well,
come on, you know
whatever.
what I mean.
Whatever,
Well, it
it's a
could be
cool
like
way to
that
remake
picture I
it.
just said, where it's like the stage play, and it's just like I would actually watch that movie. That would be real weird to see.
But yeah, I think that movie. I mean, yeah, I'd really be down for that, especially because you'd get like a realistic looking lion with like that dark red mane, you know,
Yeah,
that they
like
got.
Scar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could be really good.
Scar would look really tight.
Yeah,
And
all go to this opening weekend.
and just think about the voice cast. Like they had a killer cast on hand for Jungle Book, like Idris Elba and Christopher Walken, Scarlett Johansson, and Bill Murray, and all these other people.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if some of them might.
They need to
come
get
over.
Jeremy Irons back as Scar. God damn.
Oh yeah, holy shit!
Just get
No,
him.
just-
back
yeah. No one else should be Scar. I think like because the movie wasn't made in the 1960s. You could just get most of the original cast. You could get Matthew Broderick. You could get who else?
Jonathan
James Earl
Taylor
Jones.
Thomas.
Yeah,
Is James
James
Earl
Earl
Jones
Jones.
still alive?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He was just doing those. He was just doing those Sprint commercials with Malcolm McDonald.
Okay.
Malcolm McDowell.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd want Jonathan Taylor Thomas back. I don't. I
What the
honestly
fuck
don't-
happened to that guy? Is he
Was
like
he
a
the kid? Was
cokehead
he
or something
Kid
now?
Simba?
Yeah,
Yeah, you need another kid. That's
I
what they
would
did
want
for
James Earl
Finding-
Jones. I would want Jeremy Irons. Beyond that, it could be fucking anybody.
Yeah. In Finding Dory, they got a new kid for Nemo because the other kid's like teenager.
Yeah, who do you get for like Timon and Pumbaa? Saying you're not getting the original like Nathan Lane and the other guy back. Who would you get for those two?
Tim and Eric.
Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just name a comedy duo. Simon Pegg and Nick
Enzo
Frost.
Amore and Big Cass.
Yeah,
Adam Sandler and Kevin James.
My name is Timon, and I'm a meerkat.
I bet they get someone like Key and Peele or something like that. I bet that would work
You'd
perfectly.
feel really good for
That-
that. That would be.
Ooh, yeah, they can do voices and stuff.
Hire me as the
They-
casting. I'll
and
take
they
a
have
check.
chemistry.
Yeah, they
But
do.
yeah, Zazu, Rowan Atkinson. You know, they could just basically get most of the original cast because unlike the Jungle Book, you know, it was only made 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like. I think okay, because it's an interesting position because most of Disney's live action, they're Maleficent, they're Cinderella, even Jungle Book had like human characters. This would be entirely it would technically not be live action. It would be entirely CGI, but it would, you know, you'd still have the opportunity to. So it'd be interesting to see what direction they go. Do they get some of the original cast? Do they try to get as much of the original cast as they can? Do they even not want the original cast?
I don't think that's important.
Other people, like I think it would be. I think it's going to be a new cast, but it would be wonderful and really cool to see a remake of an animated movie with our you know, back then it was, you know, probably pretty advanced not computer but pretty advanced animation, and to remake that movie with today's level of computer animation, which is basically lifelike,
mm-hmm.
especially like what Disney can produce and push forward, to do that with the same voice cast, that would be pretty cool.
Okay, so here's like just an interesting thing. I was just looking at the Lion King IMDb, and they made like Lion King 1.5 and Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, right? And in Simba's Pride, like Simba had a daughter. I don't know what her name is. Kiara, maybe?
Kiara was his wife.
Let me see if I can find.
That's Nala.
Yeah, Nala was his wife. Kiara was his daughter. So he had a daughter named Kiara, and like that was that movie. Then they made like a TV series that started this year apparently called The Lion Guard, and Kiara is not in it. It's now about Simba's son, Kian. No mention of Kiara at all. Like, that's weird, right?
She got a sex change.
Yeah, like, oh, we can't have this TV series helmed by a female character. Like, what?
Yeah,
well, don't
weird.
forget the most interestingly titled sequel of all time, The Lion King 1.5 from 2004.
That's 1.5 because it was set in between, before Simba grew up.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking now, Kiara is in the show, but only in 5 of the 18 episodes.
Oh, it's like in that sequel series to Yu-Gi-Oh, where like Yami Yugi shows up once or something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a legacy thing.
Yeah.
Or how Superman shows up once.
So I bet so it looks from here that like this on the poster, the son is drawn as being like young Simba age. So I bet that like the Kiara is like his like kind of bitchy teenage sister.
Right.
Interesting.
Like that's what I would guess. Anyway,
as an extended Lion King mythology.
Yeah, there's an extended Lion King universe, the Lion King cinematic universe. Speaking of extended mythology, Power Rangers news beyond what we got last week. Bill Hader is playing Alpha 5.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, I did.
I wonder
that.
what he's gonna look like.
Just shove Bill Hader into that old costume. That's what I want. I want him to look exactly the same, but I want it to be Bill Hader inside of it.
He's gonna be in there like, ay. I'm trying to think what Bill Hader sounds like.
I just looked up a picture, and yeah, that would be no. They should totally just keep that same costume. It's a good costume.
I think you just modernize that original look.
Yeah, you can change it and tweak it a little, but it's a pretty solid, unique design. I mean, it obviously takes inspiration from a lot of other space robots.
He was one of the voices of BB-8, by the way, in Forza
Horizon. Yeah, him and Ben Schwartz just came in and made a bunch of noises.
They recorded it. They designed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's another like good person in this cast. So we'll see, I guess.
I have no expectations.
Yeah. The Power Rangers comics that are out right now are pretty good.
James Earl Jones is going to be Goldar.
I need to read them.
Is he?
No.
That would be pretty cool. Believe that?
That'd be the stupidest fucking thing. Oh, Goldar. What the hell? I hope Goldar just looks like he looked in that 90s
What
movie.
the fuck is Goldar? Can we just?
He-
What is?
He's a werewolf
he's like
wearing
a-
armor. I don't know.
No, he's not. He's totally. Is
He's got wings.
the best thing I've heard. Explanation I've heard from him is okay. He's a character from the original Japanese thing, Zeo Rangers, and instead of Rita Repulsa, she was named Bandora in that, and she was like Pandora basically, and like a lot of her monsters were like Greek myths. So I've seen it argued that he's a manticore because like
That makes sense.
but he doesn't have the tail. Like,
He tucks it.
okay, all right, yeah, that it's just in his armor. You just can't see it.
Yeah, it goes down a leg or something.
Yeah. All right, I'll buy that Goldar's a manticore who's married to a scorpion woman.
Scorpion woman.
He was married to Scorpina, who, like, when she got giant, would go from being, like, kind of a hot Japanese girl to, like, a giant, like, weird, like, predator face thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing, like, bondage gear, and she was normal. But yeah, Bill Hader, Power Rangers. I don't see Goldar listed
I'm
in
in
the cast
this movie.
list at all here.
They're saving him for the sequel. He's like the Joker of, because that's what they keep comparing this movie to, is like the Dark Knight for some fucking reason. It's gonna be like the Dark
They're
Knight of
starting with
Power
the
Rangers.
Dark Knight?
Yeah, they're basically saying like, we're like basically the Dark Knight of Power Rangers, and you guys already know my opinion. I think that the fucking way this movie is gonna be like actually good. Maybe entertaining and fun, but
good.
but not
It
like
might
that kind
be.
of good. Not that kind of good.
Expect it to be good in the same way, like fucking like
Transformers. That's what it's gonna be.
The Guillermo del Toro one with the big robots.
Yeah.
Pacific
I
Rim.
suppose.
Yeah,
Pacific Rim. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, like, I think it'll be Dark Knight in the sense of, like, what if Power Rangers were in the real world or something?
yeah. This guy, the director, hasn't really done anything before this, so
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to see. Like, who wrote it? John Gattens is writing it. What has he written? He wrote Pumpkinhead 2, Bloody... Oh, no, he was in that. Okay, fine. He was just in that as an actor. He wrote Real Steel. He wrote Flight. He wrote Need for Speed. He wrote
Flight.
Kong Skull Island. And he wrote this. So,
Isn't Skull Island the one that's coming out?
yeah.
Okay.
He wrote Coach Carter.
It's a varied repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good movies in there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I never saw Need for Speed. I can't make fun of that. He only did the story for it, too. He didn't write the screenplay.
I heard the story was just fantastic.
Yeah, the story's great. It's just the screenplay. It's just the execution was bad.
I was kidding. I didn't hear anything good about that movie.
Fucking Razor Callahan isn't in it, so it can't be any good. Like, how the fuck do you make a Need for Speed movie without Razor Callahan? Fucking idiots. Anyway, let's move on to what we've been playing. Speaking of racing, I'll start us off. Forza Horizon 3. It's the third Forza Horizon game, the 9th Forza game, period, I want to say. Because there's Forza Motorsport, which is the hardcore racing one. Then there's Horizon, which is your, like, a little bit more casual, arcadey one.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. I got I paid the $100 to get it early and get all the DLC, basically. So I've been playing since Friday. Grant also got this, and he's been playing since earlier today. We did, like, a little bit...
Couple races together.
A couple races online. The online seems cool. It's a good game. Like, they have made, like, a really sort of accessible thing that still has depth, which is nice.
Yeah, and I found out that my Xbox Elite controller has the click in for the triggers. If I had it so that I can't click it in all the way, my car would only go half speed. So I'm just sitting here on like one of the first races, and this guy is just like skyrocketing past me, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" To Gabe, I was like, asking him, and I'm like, "I'm about to quit this game." And then he's like, "Do you have your settings so that the trigger can only go down halfway?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's nice that way." But yeah, I was only going like half the speed I could go, and I'm like, "Well, it doesn't seem very fast." Yeah. Anyways, that was my first
Yeah,
experience,
because
but it's really
it is
good.
like analog, like the triggers are analog in racing games, and they are not analog.
Yeah, once I got it changed, then okay, now it's really fun. It's really fast, you know.
Yeah, if it's digital where it's just reading any input at all, like most shooters,
Yeah.
like that works
Well, I
fine.
guess I thought that button was just like it's letting you get to the point of it pressing quicker, you know?
Nah, it just gets it to like the very minimum of where it will register a press.
Because I guess in like Call of Duty there is no, it's either pressed or it isn't, so it's like a
Yep.
hair trigger almost. Yeah. But it's
Yeah,
really good. I mean,
it's a
it's
good game. It's set in
gorgeous.
Australia. There's a fucking shitload of cars in this game. Like I'm trying to find a number here. I don't see it though. There's like hundreds of cars. I want to say it's over 300 cars.
Yeah.
It's real fun. Like it's a really good. Like I liked the first Forza Horizon. I never really got into the second one, other than that free Fast and Furious expansion, like which used the like same game world and stuff. It was like the same engine, same game world, just with like some new cars. It was like maybe a 3 hour thing. Just because like the world in that game wasn't as fun. But this one, like it's Australia, so you got like the outback where it's like deserty. You got like the coast. You have like the little sort of city where you can do like your street races. You've got a whole rainforest, and you've got like an area that's like wine country basically. So it's got like a lot of varied environments. So
Yeah, I mean, it should show how good I think this game is because I don't give two shits about racing games. I mean, I've had fun with them in back in like the N64 playing like Russian stuff. I like those, and Motorstorm is pretty fun. But I don't know, for some reason this game kind of drew my attention, and just certain podcasts I was listening to, they made it sound really good. And then I watched that there's a trailer that just kind of blew me away, and then the demo is just really good. So anybody who has an Xbox One or a PC that can run this game, you should try the demo. It's really, I think the demo, they almost show too much of the game.
yeah, they give like a lot away in
Yeah.
that demo. Like, but which is nice. It gives you some actual time with the game to see like,
Right.
are you going to fucking like this or not?
Yeah, I
Like
just wanted
it
to play
seems
with
like
my
they're
cars.
confident in like doing that. Like they okay, yeah, 350 cars at launch,
Damn.
which is the most that has ever been in any Horizon game before. So yeah, and then there's like the expansions coming where like I get like 62 new cars from like the thing I got like for like 6 months. I get a car pack every month. I've just been driving around mainly in the car from Mad Max, which that's a barn find. Barn finds are these things where like you'll just be going along and you'll get a message saying, "Hey, there's a car, like an old classic car in a barn. Go find it and they'll restore it for you." Like your guy who's with you will. When you go to get that one, the guy who's with you gives the exact same speech that the goose gives in the first Mad Max movie when he first sees that car, which is a fucking awesome touch. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, it's an Australian thing." It's like that's really good. That's a really like they know exactly what they're fucking doing.
Oh, I
with
didn't even
that.
put that two and two together there, like Australia, and makes
Yeah.
sense that they would have this car in here.
Yeah, I want to say it's the first like one of these games that car has ever been in. So they
Yeah.
fucking it's clear because it's the Ford Falcon GT, which only ever came out in Australia.
Yeah, I really like it so far. I mean, I'm going to play more of it. I think it's just going to be a fun game to just pop in and play a couple races or whatever.
So the driving just feels perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it was
it's
so good.
different for every car. Like it's different with tuning stuff.
I don't think it feels like arcadey per se. I mean,
No, because
obviously
it's still
not.
simulation. It's just not as much of a hardcore simulation as the motorsport
It
series.
looks and feels like really nice. Like, I just love like all the different varied environments you're going into. Like, you're going off road all of a sudden. Like the track just forces you to just go completely off road, and you're plowing through somebody's yard or something like that, knocking over their picket fences. Like, I don't know. Like it seems like it also doesn't take itself very seriously because, again, you're plowing through like a neighborhood and knocking over picket fences and stuff, and they're like,
Yeah, they'll have
"Good
like the
job."
showcase races where it's like, hey, you're racing a fucking train, which are all pretty good.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's like not quite arcadey, but it's not like the hardcore simulation of like your Forzas or your like Forza Motorsports or your Gran Turismos.
Yeah,
Like you're not having to go in to every single car and do tuning and pick out like exact parts. Like you
yeah,
can do that, but you don't need to. There's like for that stuff, there's just like an upgrade thing. You can just like auto and select what class you want it to be. Like I want this to be like an S class car, and it'll just do it for you. You can go online and download other people's stuff, and it'll automatically do it for you.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's very accessible while still being like it has that depth for people that want it, but doesn't make you like interact with it.
That's good.
It also just has like a really impressive package, like just from like moment one, like right when you start it up, like it's like a really like kind of high energy, like gorgeous cutscene, and it does that awesome thing where the camera just slowly pans down to the car and you're playing, like
Yeah, then you're
it's
just
seamlessly
fucking
playing. And then
yeah, and
there's
then
a
like it
part,
cuts like in the middle of that, like another car goes by, and then like you're controlling that car now.
yeah, and it that guy is like he's driving like this big giant like I would call it a monster truck, but it's something like that.
Yeah,
And
it's a
then
big
he's going
SUV.
he's
Like
going
Jeep.
like off road into like the sand dunes by a like this like really pretty looking ocean, and I was like, okay, like that was the part of the demo. I'm like, yep, I'm sold. I'm gonna get this. And
Yeah, then like it lets you pick out like the car you want like later,
Mhm.
and like when you do that, it lets you choose like the two radio stations you want like to start out with. There's like 8 stations in the game. You unlock them all eventually. But like for the two I chose like the techno one, like one of the techno ones, and then like the rap station. So I just turned to the rap station. I'm just fucking tearing down the beach in a fucking Dodge Charger, listening to X Gon Give It to You by DMX. And I was like, this game's pretty fucking good. Yeah.
yeah, there's been some good songs that I've noticed in there.
Yeah.
I'm just definitely gonna play more of it. I've only played
Yeah, it's
probably an
a
hour or
strong
two,
recommend. Like I've been playing it since last Friday. It is a strong recommend for me.
and it's cross save with Xbox One. So
Yeah, that stuff works perfectly too.
I
Like
haven't tried
I've
it yet.
gone a few times where I've just been like downstairs playing it and then just come up here and just like picked up right where I left off.
Well, I had my Xbox One downloading it while I was playing, and I could hear my achievements popping in the other room, which was funny. Yeah, I definitely think that was a smart move. Hopefully, it actually works like with every game. I've heard there's been some games that it didn't work. Like, well, Quantum Break was like a disaster.
Yeah, Quantum Break was like the first time they were trying it too, and it seems like they learned a lot from it.
Yeah, when you're gonna tell somebody to buy something on Xbox One with the promise to get in the PC version, like you might as well get it on an Xbox One, but you have to buy it on Xbox One first. Is that what they said? And I didn't get my PC code, which is where I wanted to play it until like a week later. But the game sucked anyway, so who gives a fuck? Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, I've already got like 300 out of the 1,000 achievements in this. Oh my, okay, this game's great. If you get 10 festival upgrades, which is like fully upgrading 2 of the things, the name of the achievement for that is you must construct additional pylons. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like clever achievements.
Yeah. What's this one? This is totally okay. If you perform a barrel roll in a buggy, you get totally meant to do that. If you get 3 stars on 5 different PR stunts with the Ford Raptor, the achievement is named Clever Girl. Yeah, there's good achievements in this game.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so that's really good. Let's move on. Grant, well, you're talking a lot, and we mentioned it earlier. Blair Witch, you finally saw it.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess we might as well retread the conversation that
Yeah, what I was saying last time was basically like it's definitely like goes over the same. Speaking of retreading, it covers a lot of the same ground as the very first movie,
Yeah,
but it's got a budget and a third act,
yeah.
and like I liked it more than I liked the original
Well,
by far.
Okay, so I kind of got a sense because all right, so this is because we didn't have this last podcast, so anybody listening to this is gonna be a little
Yeah,
confused,
we're
right?
just gonna get fully into
Full spoilers,
here.
but I could hear you guys kind of talking about what it was. I heard the word aliens.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, so that might be what's going to happen. And
By the way, speaking of that, the director answered somebody's tweet asking a question and also mentioning like how much she loved how the witch looked. He was like, "Oh, you don't see the witch in this movie. That's something else."
well, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, okay, so I was a little bit, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I would say the way this movie ends is very similar. The only difference is that they show stuff instead of
Yeah,
not
fuck
showing it.
yeah.
But
Better
I
ending.
thought they were gonna. Yeah, I mean, I agree. But I thought there was gonna be like, I was under the impression that it was going to be exactly the same ending, but then continues on, which I was getting really excited. I'm like, well,
Well, it
it's
does. It does do that.
basically
Like he goes in the room, like you see, like he goes in the room, you see the person in the corner, which is where the first one ended. But then more happens.
yeah, but it's essentially the same. You're
Yeah, but you're getting a little bit more. Like you see the thing,
mm-hmm.
you get like the sense that like space is broken in this house because like
Right.
the stuff that's happening,
There's
like
time
is
travel.
impossible.
Like time
Yeah, there's
travel
time
type
travel
stuff
going on because like you see the footage from the very beginning of the movie, and it's like their footage
Mm-hmm.
on like the DV tape comes from them, and like also like she goes like she gets thrown in a hole and crawls through this fucking space.
Oh
and
my god,
comes
that
out
part!
the
I hate
same
stuff
room.
like that in movies. That
Yeah, that was
stuff,
really hard for me to watch.
like
Yeah,
this,
she
like
comes out in the
confined
same room
spaces.
that the hole is, like above the hole. Like it, geographically, it makes zero sense, and it's just full of that stuff. Where like he keeps going upstairs, and it's clearly a two-story house. Like
This movie, the one thing I took away from it is like, it has a lot of jump scares, and they're only really effective because this, well, at least in my theater, it was like aggressively loud. It was so fucking loud, and there's so many dumb jump scares. Like,
they comment on them though, like they're aware they're doing them.
it's funny. And then there's a lot of stuff that doesn't pay off. Well, mainly just the weird thing that was in the girl's leg. Like, what's that? You know?
That was the question the guy answered on Twitter. It's like a root growing through her leg.
Yeah, she steps on something in the movie when they're crossing a stream, and it's like alive. There's like I would almost say it was like a tapeworm in her leg. You don't get to see it very long, but they're building it up to be something like big time. I was listening to one podcast, and they were bitching about all the wrong stuff about this movie. I mean, I was kind of expecting to go in that I was probably maybe going to like it, and a lot of the stuff that I've seen people saying they don't like about it, I'm like, you guys are just being like just stupid. Like, why there's a shot where they're walking away from their cars and they linger on the cars for too long. I'm like, well, probably because we're never gonna fucking see them again. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like, hey, guess what?
And then they're like, and there's a point where they're loading the packs, and the one guy says, "Man, what do you have in here? It's so heavy." I'm like, it's just kind of flavor text, just to. They're like, why didn't it come up? Like, why doesn't she have like some secret thing in her pack that comes up later? Like, no, fuck you. You're being stupid. Like, people that complain about really weird things in movies, it always bothers me.
Yeah, like weird nitpicky things that like don't make any sense.
Like,
Yeah.
this ruined the movie for you. Yeah.
So
But-
if that was a root, like imagine if we had gotten the full-on, like fucking Cronenbergian freaky ass transformation of like
Yeah.
a tree.
Yeah, just her
grows out
turning
of
into
her.
a tree person.
Well, like a tree grows out, like you know
Yeah.
when you know not supposed to eat watermelon seeds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's that.
Well, okay, another thing. Yeah, there was the weird gangly thing that was chasing her and whatever, but there was like a woman in the room, like that flashed up, and she was like dirty and gross looking. Maybe that was the witch, but he was saying we didn't see the witch. This guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like the only time you see like, what dirty woman are you talking about?
Well, I think it's the part where the main guy that was looking for his sister gets trapped in the room, and he can't get out, and there's like something in there with him, and it's like a woman. It's definitely not the alien gangly thing, because you don't really ever get a good look at that thing. Maybe you missed it. It was really quick.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
might have
flash.
missed it because I know, like at the very beginning of the movie, like you see that shot of like, oh, there's a dirty woman in it, and that ends up being like
It wasn't
the girl.
I mean, you could argue that it looked like her. It looked like a woman in like an old timey, like kind of lacy
Yeah,
type
I missed
dress.
that. Like this is the thing. Like when it comes out on Blu-ray, like getting like single frame screen grabs, I think is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think they had to make this movie. I appreciated it, and I don't think it was like a bad movie whatsoever. And I liked it, and I was entertained, and I was definitely kind of on the edge of my seat, but at the same time, I was like, I'm really hoping that the ending delivers. And in some ways it does, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I wish they'd gone even further.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, it answers a lot of questions, but also
know
brings
if it
up
does,
like
though.
way more.
I
Like,
don't know if it does. It kind of answers maybe what this thing looks like that's killing them, but
it answers what it looks like. It answers like how people are disappearing because like time is clearly broken in there. Like that's how that works.
yeah.
Like it gives you some answers to questions, but then like brings a whole lot of other like new questions up.
Right.
Like, which is kind of a bummer that it bombed, and we're probably not going to ever get the answers to those
Who
questions.
knows though? Maybe not anytime soon, but
We're going to get
Sometimes-
Blair
Alright.
Witch, Shadows 2.
also
Sometimes it's kind of fun not to know, though, don't you think?
there's some
Just
really
to have it
interesting
be-
there's some really interesting stuff they did when they were when this movie was being like developed and stuff. Like we didn't know this movie was being made because they were keeping it a secret. The movie
Yeah,
was
they
actually
had
called
two different fake titles.
it was called like in the woods or something, and I guess at the whatever festival they first screened it at, when the people went into the movie, all the posters said in the woods.
The
or
Woods,
whatever.
yeah, it was Comic-Con
And
that
they
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 screened
didn't
it.
know what movie they were into. They just thought it was some horror movie, and I guess they'd seen trailers for it. And I guess when they walked out of the movie after knowing it was Blair Witch, all the posters had been replaced with Blair Witch, which is awesome for those 30 people. They got to see it, but what about the rest of us? Like, that would have been really cool if the world at large didn't know. I mean, it would get out pretty quickly, but what if the secret was not revealed until the release night when the first people saw it? How cool would that be? You know, it would have been a much bigger splash. I can guarantee you that, and a lot more people would be talking about it. And it would have been, because I mean, the whole thing about the first one is they had all this. It was like the first ARG campaign with a fake website and people telling people that this is real, and cast members telling their family members to tell other people that they were actually dead and missing and stuff. So how do you match that kind of mystery when you come up to this movie?
They did have like a short window of marketing from the release of the information of what it actually is to the release date of the movie. It was shorter than most movies do, so there was that little push of wow, it's not they're making it's not that we had, because I mean, I guess people who aren't into movies as much as us like don't read about movie news and what's in development and stuff, but
yeah, I didn't know.
It was, instead of having, they're making another Blair Witch movie, it was, they made another Blair Witch movie.
My first exposure to it was just seeing a trailer, and I mean, it was not that long ago because this movie hasn't really been in the theaters as far as trailers go for that long. And I was just thinking, well, that looks like a cash grab. I mean, like, it just looked to me like from the trailers, it doesn't look like it's going to be good. It looks pretty like they're kind of missing the point. It's just going to be a jump scare thing, you know, and it is, but it's also really well shot and pretty tense, so I think it ends up being okay. I liked it, and it gets a recommendation from me. I'm always careful because I always feel like I like horror movies certain more, and horror movies also are really hard to judge. Like, they're so subjective. I mean, I've often found that some of the best reviewed horror movies, I go to them, I'm like, still not very good. I mean, I'm going to say that Don't Breathe is one of them. Definitely a decent movie, but it's getting really good reviews. At least I think it is. And it's just okay, you know? I don't know. That's horror movies. They're totally subjective.
It's no Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows.
You know, I was talking... that movie is like unintentionally hilarious, I think.
That movie is so fucking weird. Like,
yeah. It's got a kind of a cool premise.
Yeah, but it does nothing with it.
The last scene of the movie or whatever, when they find out that they're actually the ones that are going crazy and they killed that lady, and they're watching the video where they finally like hang the girl and like throw her body off the ledge and hang her, and he turns to the screen, he's like, "Fucking witch!" I remember we rewound that part like 1,000 times. We were laughing so hard, and maybe that was the intention, but I don't know.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
David, you finally finished Stranger Things.
That's true.
How strange are the things?
Pretty strange. Yeah, so I finally got around to watching it. I didn't binge it or anything. I was kind of like watching episodes at a leisurely pace, or like one at a time, sometimes two at a time. But yeah, it came together really well, you know. I like it. I was listening to a podcast today where they were talking about it, and it brought up, like, someone asked the question of, does it have anything to say beyond being like an 80s homage or whatever? And they said, like, that's not the right question to ask. And it's like, it clearly does have something more to it than 80s like nostalgia trip, because that's just the setting of it. it because if it was just 80s nostalgia stuff, we wouldn't be talking about it so much. But also the question was asked, it doesn't need to have like a big metaphor or talk about any social things.
I was going
Or
to say
have kind of a
I don't
message.
think it
Like,
is
it's
that
just
deep.
a good, yeah, it's a page turner is what they said.
Yeah.
So it's just a good story. Like it's a
Yeah, like all the Stephen King references make perfect sense, and like it's the same sort of level as a lot of his books from like the '80s are, where it's like, oh, that was fun, and then you put it on your shelf and never really go back to it.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
And I liked it, and I think the ending works. Even so, the ending works. There are some things that like I know that they're gonna do a second season, which is gonna like take place a year later, and it's gonna be probably different subject matter, but probably have some loose ends wrapped up or addressed or brought up or whatever. But like the first season, these 8 episodes do work as a contained story, and so by the end of it, like even knowing that there was going to be a season 2, like I felt like it works as its own little thing. And I think the format, I agree with the idea that the format is perfect for it, that 8 episodes is long enough. It's the right length. It's got it has time to flesh out all the characters and the different because it's got the different stories of the kids and the teens and the adults, and then it brings them all together at the end, which is the best part of what Heroes is like trying to do and stuff. And they stuck the landing. It's all good.
Yeah, I think I think the finale episode is I wouldn't say I was kind of losing interest, but I was kind of losing my faith in it at the point, like, and I think the finale kind of brought it completely back around for me. Like I remember thinking like the episodes leading up to it were like, they're okay, but
Yeah, it really reaches, it resolves stuff. It brings, you see a bear trap, you get to see the bear trap used. Mm-hmm. It has so much payoff throughout the show when the government, when the people at the lab, when the suits are coming to get 11 or whatever, it just, it fills you with this righteous anger against these fucking... I kept yelling at them, calling them fucking fascists and stuff, just because they're just so opposite what the kids are, which kids just want to have fun and stuff, and these adults are, like, super mean, and then they send that woman who goes around and, like, pretends to be from this or that organization or whatever, just to, like, move pieces on the chessboard, kind of, and she also, like, killed that one guy early on. And so yeah, I was super excited when 11 flips that van over. I was really happy, and I was like, some guys probably died, but then I realized I don't care because they're these fascist like order followers, this fucking machine. I really like. It's such a great villain because even though we see that they kind of don't know what they're dealing with, they've still wrought something evil on the land, and they're just going to act like they didn't, or they're going to like cover it up. I hate that. Like there's that in the X-Files too, which I haven't seen in a long time, of just like people who know shit are just really keen on like keeping it from people, even if it's dangerous, and they're just so keen on fucking jacking themselves off that like they aren't helpful to the community or anything. So I really enjoyed the payoff at the end of the show when 11 just like she just blows up the brains inside the skulls of that woman and all these other guards with these guns pointed at them. Is so fucking satisfying.
Yeah, it's a good show. I liked it.
Yeah, I dig it. I like the didn't they basically say the inspiration for the creature is like Silent Hill? Isn't that what I think I heard that?
That would make sense. It does
well, no,
like
actually,
Silent Hill.
what they said is when they created the Upside Down, they were totally thinking of Silent Hill.
That
like
also makes sense.
The Upside Down is 100% inspired by Silent Hill, so that really excites me, to be honest.
That's to me where they got to go with it, is where like if there's this kind of portal here to this other world, what else can come through? If there's other I don't know if they're going to continue the story. That's where I assume they're going to go with it, not like a new threat.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to see like what other Stranger Things they can come up with that doesn't have to be tied to that portal at all.
Well,
like,
do we think they're going to do like a Twilight
I was kind of
Zone
hoping
type
that this would
Not
end up
like
being
full-
like an anthology series in the way like American Horror Story is, where it's like all right, that story's done. Here's a new story with like different characters and like it's Stranger Things.
Right.
I would be
But it's
down with
like
that.
it's going to be the same characters a year
Yeah.
later. But I don't. I kind of hope that it will take the anthology idea, like not go full Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, but have like a different thing, a
Well,
different.
my
thread,
issue with that is like
idea with the same characters.
it becomes the Die Hard 2 problem of like how does the same shit keep happening to the same guys twice?
But it's a TV show. It's not and granted, it's not an episodic TV show like an episodic TV show like X Files or like any.
Yeah, like
TV
X
show.
Files even gives you a reason because they're like the guys who are hunting down that shit.
Right.
Like these guys who just live in this small town just keep having this weird shit happen to them constantly.
Hey, if you're open to that, like if you can get past things like the Thing poster over there or whatever, I like the critique that it's not like a pristine. It's not the fact that it's a pristine quality Thing poster, but that it's like the Thing was like a flop when it came out.
Yeah.
And so like who would have a poster of that? I like that argument for why that's like not anachronistic but sort of out of place. But you know, if you can get past that kind of stuff, I think you can buy into the idea that strange things will keep happening in this town. And yeah, probably tying it into the fact that there's an interdimensional portal in this town will be the thing that will make it all make sense. But you know, I don't need to see any more of those.
You can't do the same thing again in season 2 for sure. You can't do like a horror like where nobody knows what's going on. It has to
as
be.
we've learned from the Blair Witch, you can't just do the same thing.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
they have to like talk to each other. Like this instant something weird happens, like all right, gonna call everybody.
Yeah, holy
like,
shit.
It can't become lost.
It needs to be. I don't know how they do this, but like again, if they are running with, like this is a direct sequel to the first season, they have this. They know of this other world and what other things can come through on it. Maybe they're not all just monsters on the other side. Maybe some of them are like sentient, like they're like intelligent and just different types of monsters. Because there's a whole nother world on the other side. I mean, there's different types of animals on our side of the planet. So maybe there's some other fucked up weird shit. Maybe this is just like a dog to their world, like a dog or a bear.
Maybe it's giants.
Yeah. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Because it's inspired by Silent Hill. It's just a bunch of like nurses with weird faces and giant tits.
Yeah, and you know, just like repressed sexual feelings personified into monsters or whatever.
Yep. All right, moving on. Staying on TV though. Andy, you watched *Halt and Catch Fire* season 1, and also *Silicon Cowboys*, which is like a documentary.
Yeah. Okay.
About, like
so
the real stuff that show's based on.
So basically, I watched *Halt and Catch Fire* when it first came out. I got like 5 episodes in, and it didn't grab me for whatever reason. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I think I remember talking about this like way back when we first started doing this. Like Mary liked it a lot more than you did.
I didn't, and I probably just didn't give it a fair shake. But so I watched this documentary because it's the true story of basically IBM made their computer, and then a bunch of people, and really they talk about Compaq in the show as like they're another company, but really this fake company in the show is pretty much Compaq. They do pretty much what Compaq did, which is to create an IBM clone. They'll run IBM programs and all the existing stuff for cheaper. And so they reverse engineer and all this shit. And one of the funny parts is that in the documentary they talk about they make a IBM clone on this briefcase Compaq that runs IBM programs faster than IBM's normal computers do. And then when IBM tries to copy and make their own portable, it like crashes on all these programs. So I don't know. That's just kind of funny. But anyways, they talk about *Halt and Catch Fire* during the whole documentary, so I'm like, shit, I better watch this. And it's really great. There's a good moment at the end of the first season, just spoilers here, where they go to this convention to show off the computer, and something happens to it, so they end up stripping out the OS that was like all personal, and it was the chick Cameron. She designed it so it would ask you questions and stuff, and it was kind of like an Apple thing. But they have to strip it out, and they just put DOS on it. The guy's like, I got DOS from one of the other guys here. It runs really good, and she's all pissed off about that. And then that night, Joe, he's all bummed out about it, and he he sees an Apple Macintosh being booted up in the next room over, and it goes, "Hello, I'm Macintosh." And when he sees it, he's like, "Oh fuck! Like we should have kept our OS."
Because
It's just
it's
such
like
a cool.
it's like a really like kind of surreal scene. Like it's like you're basically seeing like the birth of
It's
something
it's
like
kind
really
of
big.
it's yeah, it's funny because when he walks into the room, there's like a bunch of people gathered around a table with a one of those first Macs sitting on it, and there's like candles lit around it, and everybody's like, "Ooh," it's a little over the top, but Joe sees it and he's like, "Fuck!" Like we took out the soul of our machine, and now look, here it comes.
The only thing I
And
don't
then
like about this show, I'm like almost caught up on it. At least I've started the latest season, and I guess Andy is basically telling me that this is actually more true than I thought it was. But it seems
yeah,
like this group of people are just literally inventing everything that there is to invent in as far as like the computer space. Like
well,
they
I think
invented
we're gonna get.
games on computer. They invented well, this is season two spoilers, but they basically
You're talking
invent.
about you're talking about mutiny, yeah,
Yeah, they
and
invent
that
like
part's
they basically invent like Messenger, and they invent um, uh, Craigslist, and they invent antivirus
well, they don't.
software.
It's not called Craigslist though.
Right, but it's the
It's like a
idea.
It's
bulletin
like
board system.
Yeah.
yeah, which that's fine. Um, but yeah, it's a cool show. I want to see where it's gonna go. I don't know.
I like it. I mean, the performances are kind of. There's some parts where you kind of get annoyed with certain characters. Like the main character, Gordon, he's kind of irritating at times, but because he's so high strung and like he gets so worked up about things, and he just makes these stupid fucking decisions. And then sometimes the show kind of makes you think they're going to go in a cliche direction, and then it doesn't. And that's one of the things that when I was watching it as it was happening, or as it was airing, I was like, God, do we really need like a love triangle, in this show?
Oh,
And then it
so
subverts those expectations.
so the other thing too is in the very next episode after Joe sees that Mac being booted up in that room, and he's like, "Oh fuck." Oh, then the next day, they're like, "Did you watch the Super Bowl last night?" And he's like, "I recorded it, but here's the real thing." And they watch the 1984 Mac ad,
Mhm.
and Joe is just like, "God damn it!" He's just so pissed off that they missed this whole idea.
Yeah.
Uh, that's how season one ends. That's kind of where they leave it at. So I'm kind of excited to see. And then Cameron, the programmer chick, she starts her own company called Mutiny, and she takes all the programmers from Cardiff Electric. She takes them, so that's why she calls the company Mutiny. And they're just selling a modem and selling software and with basic games, and
Yeah,
that's where it's
they
going.
basically like pioneered the first like online games and stuff like that, where you're like playing against each other, and then it spools off into other things like I said, like chatting online and message forums, and eventually like a Craigslist type thing. But it's always been kind of an interesting show, and I think it's definitely like as far as AMC goes, they were looking for kind of the replacement for Breaking Bad, and this is not it, but it's kind of I'd say it's close to
It's a
being.
little.
Mhm.
It's not well written in the way it would need to be that good.
Yeah,
But
performance wise,
I
it's good. I think
yeah,
the
I,
actors are really
I
good for the
yeah,
most part.
they're doing what they can. Lee Pace is really good.
Mhm.
He's such a strange person. I don't quite know what to make of him sometimes, but Lee Pace is pretty cool in the
He kind
show.
of reminds me of like John Hamm from Mad Men. Oh,
A little
speaking
bit.
of, just real quick thing here, the weirdest cameo in a show. And you guys watch Last Man on Earth? David, do you watch that?
I have seen the whole first season, some of the second season. It
Okay.
airs
Well,
on
it's not a
Sunday,
big
so
deal, but he shows up for literally one scene and gets murdered. Like he's in it for like 5 seconds. Like some guy that you just expect to be some nobody, and they pull his helmet off, and it's John Hamm. Like so weird. That show, I don't know. John Hamm seems like he just kind of does these weird things for.
Yeah, he seems like he is kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, I really like him. I think he's a great actor. Obviously, I mean, Mad Men was fantastic, but well, even that Dark Mirror, was it Dark Mirror?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Black Mirror
Mirror.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
He's,
Christmas
It's like your
special.
phone screen, man. It's a black mirror. Don't you see what all this technology is doing to us, man?
yeah. I like him, but yeah, that's just a quick thing. I just remembered that he got killed in this episode. Yeah.
I like Black Mirror, but it's the most technophobic show I've ever seen. In addition to,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, cell phones, they're so bad.
There's new
I'm
seasons
Jill
coming out
Stein.
soon, right?
Vote for me.
There's a new season of that coming out, I think, right?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Andy, Silicon Cowboys, then, like, that's the
Yeah, I mean it's just basically telling that story, that same story, that's going on in *Halt and Catch Fire*. It's the real, true story. It's just pretty good. You should watch it as a companion piece, basically.
So, would you say you should watch those two and then watch Pirates of Silicon Valley?
Yeah, I wish there was a better version of that movie out that people could watch.
Yeah.
It's just there's got to be a widescreen version of that. I don't buy
Well,
it.
it was a TV movie, so
But was it shot for 3? Well, I need to find out. But I have a copy of it. I should watch it again. But that's a good movie.
it is.
I
That
like
like
that-
movie is like for a TV movie. It's very fucking good.
Well, I love when he's like, well, another way of looking at it is that we both broke into Xerox,
Yeah.
and stole from them. But yeah.
Yeah, all right. So let's move on to coming soon. And that's going to do it for this week.
Oh, there's at least one. Isn't Westworld coming out soon?
Oh, Westworld. I wasn't looking at TV. Westworld debuts on Sunday.
Yeah. I watched that too, the original. And I got to say, I mean, I didn't finish it, but I'm really fucking excited for that show.
Yeah, that's a good movie too, right?
It's really good. Well,
Yeah.
Andy watched it. We were drinking a little bit, so I think that helped us enjoy it and a
Yeah,
little more.
it's
But
fun. It's a fun
very,
movie. I also like the star of that movie.
they're both.
Yul Brenner.
Yeah, Yul Brenner, who's
Yeah.
in the original Magnificent
I was,
Seven. Yul Brenner's great.
I was surprised at like how before ahead of its time.
Kick ass.
We didn't. I mean, I didn't finish it. Did you, Andy? We got pretty far into it, but
I need to finish it. But
I
I liked
was-
what I saw. I thought it was pretty cool.
I mean,
It's
obviously,
basically like it's one of those things where like it's like Michael Crichton's first draft for Jurassic Park.
right? Yeah, it felt very much like that. And there's some really like hilarious like scenes in it, like the part where the kind of the cliche tough cowboy guy that comes in and picks fights with people that they keep shooting.
Yeah,
the
Yul
first-
Brenner is the gunslinger.
Oh yeah, the first time they shoot him, he's like, "Well, you better shoot him." And then the part where he comes back again in the hotel room, and the guy like the other friend that was sleeping in another room, he shows up and shoots him, and like he falls out the window, and it's this big dramatic scene, and he's like, "Was he bothering you?" It's just so funny. I gotta finish it, but I'm hearing really good things about the pilot of Westworld on HBO. So,
Yeah.
The trailer makes it look fucking amazing.
is it going to be a mini
Yeah.
series or is it going to be like?
No, it's ongoing.
It's a series. Yeah, it's got to be.
I can't wait for that show. I think it's going to be fucking awesome. Well, HBO, I mean, you can mostly always trust them. I mean, they don't really have duds very often.
Ed Harris is playing that Yul Brenner role.
Ed Harris is? Wow.
Yeah, he's they instead of calling him the gunslinger in this, they're calling him the Man in Black, but he's playing that role.
Yeah. I can't wait. I think that's like next week, maybe.
It's this week. I want to say it's
And
no, it's the 9th. It's the 9th. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're talking about this a little bit early, but that's fine.
But we got Luke
Oh, and
Cage to look forward to this.
Oh yeah,
week.
Luke
if you
Cage.
have-
Luke Cage. Oh no, this is this week. This is on October 2nd. So yeah, it's this Sunday.
Speaking of stuff coming out, if you have Stars on-demand access to the online thing,
Mhm.
you can watch the Ash versus Evil Dead season 2 premiere right now.
Yep, I'm going to do that. So
I feel like it's only been
also,
like a
as
few months
David
since
said,
that.
Luke Cage is next week as well. So that's going to be fucking great.
It's
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah, this week it's coming
It's
out
Friday.
on Friday.
I'll watch it. I got to say, I mean, I watched Jessica Jones and I thought his character was pretty boring. So I don't know if I want to
Luke
watch
Cage
a
is
whole
great.
show
Cage is
about
fucking
him.
great. And like all the trailers for this have been fucking amazing.
I've heard it's. I read some reviews for the pilot and they were positive, so I'll check it out. I think that's all that I can think of
Ash
that's
vs
coming
Evil
out.
Dead season 2, like out now basically as we speak.
Has it really been that long since we got the first season?
Yeah, it's been.
It
like,
definitely
that
wasn't
did
a year.
last October.
Yeah, remember it came out for like Halloween times
Yep.
last
So it's
year?
a little bit earlier, but
Yeah.
But I'm glad. Ah, man, have you seen Because Gabe, you haven't even seen the trailer, have you?
No, I've been
Trailers are
intentionally
real good.
doing everything I want to go and clean.
Trailers are real
The
good
trailers-
for the second season.
Yeah, I watched the teaser that's just like all the gore, and it's like, okay, that's all I need to see.
I thought the first season was all right. I mean, it started out really strong and it ended pretty decently, but I thought
Yeah,
the
I think
middle,
it had a couple episodes like in the like
It was
near the end that
very
were like not as
plotting.
good.
Like it was just kind of retreading itself. Like, yep, they're gonna go here, they're gonna fight a monster, and then they're gonna be back on the road again by the end of it. And I'm like, okay, well that's what happened in the last episode, like almost beat for beat. Maybe he says some funny like
Yeah.
not that
That's
memorable
all. That's all I
one-liners.
really need from Evil Dead, though.
It could have been shorter, is all I'm saying. Maybe they should have just done like two hour long episodes or something like that. I don't know.
What if they would have just made like Evil Dead 4?
Yeah, probably that is better. I mean, we'll see. Maybe second season will be much better. They'll be more into
Yeah,
there.
I'm wondering if any of those rumors, like, because after the remake came out, there was the rumor like, okay, yeah, they're doing Evil Dead 4, and it's going to be Ash like meeting the girl from
That'd be
the
cool.
fucking other movie.
And they're both just kicking ass together.
Yeah. So
But
like, what I want to see
tonally-
is like them do that in the fucking show. I want to see her show up, man.
Totally, they're just like complete opposites, though. You know, which
Not
could
for
be
the first movie, because remember, Evil Dead started out
Right.
as like fucking horror.
right. But I mean, and I guess that could be interesting. She's the one that's like serious, and she's kind of like
Yeah, and
the one
like
who
you
kicks
get like
ass
him, like
and-
it's just gotten completely fucking ridiculous for him.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, is that what I'm gonna become?
Because I thought the two characters that were his co-stars in it, they're okay, but mostly they weren't very good. I thought they were the only thing about the show that wasn't very good. Well, pretty much everybody that wasn't Ash, I thought was just whatever.
I don't know. I kind of liked everybody in it. Like nobody was unlikable.
Yeah, I maybe I'd have to watch it again, but I just remember thinking like it started really good, and then I was like actively sort of started to hate it, and then it got good again at the end. But I'll watch it for sure. I think I'll binge it though. I don't know if I want to watch it one episode at a time.
Yeah, I liked watching it week to week.
I thought it was fine because it's short and it's kind of inconsequential. It's not that bad.
Yeah, like it's just like fucking half hour. Like I was like kind of worried about that when the series first got out. I was like, oh, like that seems weird. It was like, oh no, that actually fits perfect for what the show is doing.
Yeah, if it had done the full episodes, that show, I probably would have really hated it if it was like that, because I was done by the end of every episode. Like, okay, that's short and sweet. Let's move on, you know? So I think that more shows should know, you know, how much is too much of their own show.
Yeah, like Atlanta is the same thing where it's like,
Yeah.
when I went into that, because I went in totally blind without knowing anything about it. We talked about Atlanta last week, by the way.
But not on stream, so I mean, if
yeah.
you want to talk a little bit about it now, Ken.
Yeah, like I wouldn't think it was like, oh, that's gonna be like a hour long fucking like drama show. I was like, oh no, it's a half hour long like comedy with dramatic
Interesting.
elements.
It's
Like,
really interesting.
yeah. I was like, that was perfect. Like I actually need to I'm 2 episodes behind on that now. We talked about American Horror Story last week too, and I'm behind on it as well.
The second episode was weak. Gonna say it right now. It's already nosedived. I'm not gonna say it's terrible, but I'm already thinking nope.
Has Gaga shown up yet?
We think she did. She's like covered in shit and stuff and mud, and we're like, was that Lady Gaga right there? I think it was. I mean, I guess I'm being a little harsh on it because I think it's better than Hotel still so far, but
I liked Hotel a lot by the end of it. So.
I always think the pilots are great most of the time. I usually think the pilots are just like great, like, oh man, this is so interesting. And then once you really like get deep into it, it's like I already don't know where the fuck they could possibly go with it. Like I feel like they've shown their hand, but that might indicate
Like,
that
maybe
it
there's
goes
a
into really some
twist.
crazy places.
Okay, I'm going to change the subject now to something I just stumbled across. There's this game that came out on September 26th, 2 days ago on Steam, called Haydee. Haydee. I'm going to link the game page here in the Facebook. You guys just take a look at that. Like, just look at, like, the third screenshot, so you get a look at the player character, and then I'll read the description. Haydee is a hardcore, old-style Metroidvania mixed with modern-day third-person shooter and platform mechanics, as well as a sexy character. So there's the character, right? And now I'm going to link you to the Steam community screenshots. And they are exactly. And one of these, I think, has to be.
Oh, I'm watching this. She's crawling through a vent. Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at her animations in that video, and then look at the fucking like screenshots that the community has posted. They are all exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, it's a character design, a real pulling back the veil on the designer's psyche. It's a Metroidvania style hero, correct? But with a massive chest, apparently like completely uncovered legs with
like a thong,
high heels,
bottom high heels, no face. Like her face is totally blank.
We don't need a face.
Stupid.
And best point of this whole thing is that there's absolutely no face. There's no features. It's just this blank. It's literally just this like balloon head.
The best thing, the best
entirely
comment on it is that this is one hell of an interactive psychological profile.
Pretty much, yeah. Because this character has no humanity, but has these sex parts. It's entirely objectification. It's amazing how naked this is. But
yeah, I always get reminded when I was taking a sociology class back in the day. This woman who worked as like a psychiatrist in a prison, like the prison in Sioux Falls, came in and was like, there was this guy I was working with, and he was making these collages, and the collages were all like women from fucking like underwear ads and Victoria's Secret catalogs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Except the one thing they all had in common was he cut out all of their faces. So like this is if that dude became a game developer.
That's
like,
creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy and bizarre. It's like, Jesus, what the fuck?
Yeah, Jim Sterling has a post on his website where he's just quoting like his favorite of these comments. There's one that just has a little segment that says, "I came all of my brain cells out. Help."
This very first one is good too. As deep as my love goes for Metroidvania games and big curvy women, this game is something certainly for people like me. Who knows? You might not need me though. So all I can say is that you're gay.
Wow, yeah, I'm seeing some other images from this game. It's definitely like a Portal ripoff, kind of, with some of these enemies. But yeah, holy shit, those breasts are way too big. This is clearly like, it's not a robot's, like, okay, it's robot arms on this person. This person has no arms. Like this Haiti person has robotic arms, but this not a robotic torso. It's clearly got like the fabric squeezing, pulling of like happens on like, you know, like a bikini.
Yeah, at the very least, like, they designed her like a super realistic fleshy body, like a real doll.
And there's just these butt cheeks with this like really thin line going through the middle on the back. It's wow, Jesus.
Weird.
That's insanely like yeah, whatever that comment was about deep dive into the psyche. Holy shit. Says a lot about whoever made it and a lot about the people who are really excited to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know who's excited. Well, perverts, I suppose, are excited.
Yeah, the Steam reviews, 165, 92% are very positive.
Man,
what if it's like actually like the best game ever made, but you have to suffer through like being a pervert playing it?
Yes.
You know,
like every Japanese game.
It's made by the same guys who made Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah, no, a game with this description, like, you know, sounds pretty good. Hardcore old-style Metroidvania mixed with modern-day third-person shooter and platform mechanics. It sounds, you know...
Yeah, then you just get that last sentence, as well as a sexy character.
I mean... But it's like, it's so weird, because it's like, okay, from the boobs down, it's like this thing with creases and stuff, like it's fabric, but at the top, like, there's still this... The whole neck area and the armpit area, it's like these joints, it's like this mechanical thing. So it's like the skin of like the fabric.
It's like they cut a woman, like they cut her torso at like the shoulders, fucking attached a robot to it where her head and arms used to be, and now her like fucking rotting corpse is just being controlled by this robot.
It totally is a robot from the armpits up.
Yeah.
It's like... And then just the high heels are not even like like Zero Suit Samus has like high heels, but they're like sci-fi rocket boot high heels. You know, these are just pumps. These are literally just pumps. Like, you could buy these shoes in a shoe store. This is so fucking amazing, like, at how laid bare it all is.
Did you watch the trailer, David?
I'm going to right now.
Watch it, and I want to hear your reaction when you get to the character animation, specifically the one for her climbing up ledges.
All right, so here we go.
Her tits like weigh her down for a second there, like, and then she's
she goes into like fucking doggy style position for no reason in the middle of her animation. Like,
okay, so it's kind of like turn of the century level CGI, but I kind of like that aesthetic a little bit with these like the light from these coming through these grates and stuff and all these pipes. Wow, these pipes, man, this is really like, it's unique. It's not all grungy and gross and stuff.
Well, it looks like Portal.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's like a little more colorful. There's just a dead body laying on the floor of her. She's just laying around on a lot of these corridors. Oh, there are a lot of her, so it's a mass-produced. Holy shit, that run animation. Yep. What the fuck?
Then her going through the vent as well, the swimming. Like, and then there she is crawling up the fucking ledge.
Like, you can't, like, okay, the top part of you might be a robot, but you can't walk through an air vent like that. You can't walk through an air vent like that. Like, that's such a strain on the back. She has no spine to be able to walk through.
Her body defies, like, whatever.
It's Lovecraftian.
It's Lovecraft. Yeah, the way she, like, climbs up a thing. The way she
sets down mines later on, like about a little before a minute into the video, while she sets down the mine.
I'm 39 seconds in. The way she just holds herself, the way her arms are posed when she's not doing anything or when she's walking is like this totally like catwalk. Like her robot arms are in a sexual pose as a baseline, like an accentuatingly, and it's so bizarre. Okay, there's some jiggle physics. Man, those breasts are just insanely large.
Yeah,
like
they're bigger than a robot head.
It's so weirdly proportioned. Like the ass, like is like from a strictly objective design standpoint, I would say that the ass is like large, but not totally as.
It's out of control. It's out of control.
You can see a human woman having an ass like that.
Oh, and I've probably seen human women with tits this big, but like
but they're not real.
Fucking weird. And it's also so weird how the top part is clearly like
those tits are weird.
From a texture perspective, the shoulders, the top of the back, like it's this, you know, it's the same color, same like material texture wise, but it's like clearly like a hard plastic kind of thing at the top, and then at the bottom it just turns into this swimsuit. It's like it's this gradient fabric. Man, the jiggle physics, holy shit! As she's like walking with her gun drawn at 45 seconds, like the jiggle physics on the tits are like ridiculous. That should be like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then just from behind, the camera behind her when she's swimming, that's just pornographic.
Yeah.
That's just totally like rapper music video levels of like buttsploitation. Oh yeah, and just the way she does the snapback thing from Legally Blonde when she places a mine.
Yep. What a thing that exists.
Wow.
That someone made and people have bought.
Yeah.
I think when people hear Metroidvania games, they get kind of excited and they hope
her boobs jiggle. So
all the reviews are about the character. None of them are about the fucking game.
So even when she's holding the gun drawn, like you get side boob, right?
Yep.
But there's another angle at around like 112 where like you see her back, but the jiggle physics let you see a little bit of each breast every bounce, just from the left and the right. I mean, yeah, no, like obviously their tits this big in real life, but it's just like
once again
different context.
Not real.
Holy shit! This dark corridor. This is so fucking. Oh, and then just the landing after a jump, she bends all the way down forward, like with the ass out, and yeah, and the shooting doesn't look that interesting. honestly. It looks the shooting's bad. Like the third person is weird. It's clearly sexual. Like third person, like they thought more about obviously they thought more about having the male gaze be in the third person perspective as you're getting ready to shoot than like what most video games I think do for when you got a character to shoot. The way the camera moves behind them to allow you to see whatever. Like it's totally got different priorities. That is quite something.
It's a thing.
It's video games in 2016.
Yep.
Game of the year.
Yeah, that's we don't have to do our end of year things because this wins all the awards.
It's
This is the
also
most
what the fuck happened.
video game.
Yeah, like what the fuck? No, we know
No.
exactly what happened here.
This has been happening for a long time.
Yeah, this is just the example of what's been going on with games forever.
Someone scraped up some of the flakes off the floor and like turned it into something.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8 in the top 10 of popular new releases. By the way, number 4 in the top 10 new releases is Galgun Double Piece, which is that anime light gun game where you shoot the girls and you get to see their panties.
Well, we just expect
See-
that from Japanese
Like that,
anime
that's-
games.
Isn't it weird that that's totally different? It's pretty bad, but at least there's like that funniness to it. There's something really that you can laugh at in a not innocent, but there's a certain charm to it that I laugh at Haiti, but in a different way than I would laugh at the idea of shooting girls and getting to see their panties because you shot them.
Yeah, because when Hude is shot by Cupid Angel Ikoro, he becomes immensely popular, and suddenly every girl in the academy becomes hot for him. But being insatiable is hardly a dream come true. Every love letter, shout of adulation, and advancing kisses drains his energy. And worse, if he doesn't find his one true love by the end of the day, he will become cursed and forever alone.
See, that's you laugh at that in a different way.
I just remember Giant Bomb playing this when it first came out. Like, this is just like the US release of this game, like 4 years after it came out in Japan. And like they were playing it on a live stream and like taking phone calls. And like 2 of the phone calls I remember were while Jeff was playing it, just go like, you get to see their panties. And they would just cut back to him doing that. And one of the calls was like, Jeff, this is your parole officer. What have I told you about this? Jeff hung up on him really quick. And the other one was like, hey, Jeff, I'd just like to get your opinion on Megan's Law.
I wouldn't be surprised if Haiti like originated as some commissioned like Portal porn, like Rule 34 GLaDOS or something. Someone personified something from Portal, and someone is like, not only is
one
this
of the turrets.
It's like, not only is this, yeah, it totally has like the turret. If you just threw on like an orange circle on the face, it's a personified anthropomorphized turret. Someone saw it and they were like, I could do more than masturbate to this. I can make a game out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome to being modest, Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for the day, that little discovery. So we will see you guys next week. Hopefully this all got recorded, and on at least one of our ends,
Yeah.
with backups now.
Well, I
Me and
Twitch
Grant
streamed it, and
Yeah.
everyone said it sounded good. So
All
at the
right.
very, very least, we have that. If this
Yeah,
fucks
I could
up.
rip the audio from that if I had to.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, well, that's another thing. I guess we'll probably just be streaming these on Twitch every week from now on.
Yeah, now that I know it works good, I think I'm gonna I'll
You can-
advertise it to
You
everybody.
can listen to a live podcast.
Yeah.
I had a
Live
couple
and in
people.
color.
I only told
You
2
could-
people, and they commented in it, but that's it.
You could tweet into the void because we don't have Twitter.
We do have a
Oh.
Twitter.
Yeah, we
It's-
do have
Oh.
Twitter.
That is-
Grant set up
Oh.
Twitter.
That is
Stealth. This is all a
which-
stealth operation to get us to know where we can
speaking
find
of
us.
like fucking Twitter, man, I hate it because I hate all the limitations on how much you can tweet, and I get that they have to make sure,
Well,
but
but
also
it's a very specific thing, though.
our
Like, I use it to
website,
get
Terrible
at-
Opinions, is not that long of a name. Like the name Terrible Opinions should be something I could have as a handle.
Yeah.
I could only get terrible opins. That's the best I could come up with. Terrible, the word terrible, OPINS. Like, I guess, if you had something
Yeah, but
slightly longer, yeah.
the best use of Twitter is like getting at customer service for like companies.
That's
Like
true. I use it sometimes
that's
at my work, like when if the cable service is out for the people who are calling in. I'm like, is somebody screaming at Twitter right now? Just go to their page. Like, yep, must be. Comcast is at it again.
Yeah, I got Domino's Pizza once gave me a refund for stuff because I yelled at them about it on Twitter after the dude in the store was a huge dick to me about it.
And randomly, you get one. I got one from the official Mario Brothers, the movie. I was like, getting drunk and watching Mario Brothers with some friends, and then they tweeted me back like, at least somebody's watching it.
Yeah, I got like I'll tweet about movies that I've seen, and like sometimes like the director or producer will like fave it, or like it or whatever.
Natalia Neidhart from the WWE follows me on Twitter, which is really weird.
So when I went to see Tickled last week, the documentary about competitive endurance tickling, and much more, I got out of it, and that's when the Palmer Luckey story broke, that he was like funding these memes and stuff. And I went, that seems incidental that I get out of Tickled and the story breaks. And the director like tweeted at me, he's like, yeah, people, huh? It was really cool, and so I started following him.
Yeah, that's gonna do it though. I think we're done for the week. We will be back next week with we'll talk about Westworld. We'll talk about Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Damn
Talk
right.
about Luke Cage.
Talk about more creepy porn games.
Yeah, more creepy porn games. It's our first week at our movie nights here of Halloween stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably talk about some of that. And that's gonna do it. See you guys later.
See you later.
Except no substitutes.
Real name, no gimmicks.
oh.
All right, I cut off recording.